Let's put this on the recording so you know in the future how to round the numbers. So again, let's go to our Excel spreadsheet. Forget about these numbers. Let's get rid of the numbers. We don't know anything. The only thing that we have is this raw information. We have the annual sales of the company. We have the accounts receivables in the beginning, accounts receivables at the end. We have the same information for another companies. Those are our two companies that we're going to work together today. So those are the information for these two companies for the current year. What do we have to do? We have to calculate accounts receivables turnover for each company, assuming that all the sales are on account. The other thing that we have to round our number to 1 decimal place. Okay, so we have our ratio, which is accounts receivable turnover. So now how are we going to get the number? Very simple. Use the round function right there, right in the beginning. Before you enter the formula, go to the formulas on top of your screen. Click on Math Trigonometric. Scroll down, and you're going to see three options for the rounding. Round, round down, and round up. And on the left side, there's an explanation what exactly this function do. Since the publisher doesn't specify which round to use, just use the pure round. Click on the round, and now you're going to have this help screen, which is going to ask you which number you want me to round. Now you can enter formula here, or you can just click and choose specific cell which you want to be round. In our case, we want this function to round our calculation. What will be the calculation? Calculation will be the accounts receivables turnover. How can we get the accounts receivables turnover? We're going to use the how much of our sales are on credit or on account divided by the average accounts receivables, which average we can get at accounts receivable at the beginning and accounts receivables at the end, divided by 2. So let's do the formula. First, we're going to open two brackets, and we're going to get, one or two brackets. Let's start with one bracket, and if you need another one, we're going to add it. First, how much is our annual sales? Annual sales are, since all the sales, the question says that all the sales are on account, so that will be our credit sales. We have our nominator. Let's get our denominator. Denominator is going to be, now the denominator probably going to need the two brackets, because first I'm going to have this one plus accounts receivables at the end in the brackets divided by 2, and I'm going to close the next bracket. Now all the close the brackets on my denominator. Let's close the brackets on the formula, and I'm going to see my result. So I'm on the right track. I'm doing the formula correctly. The next thing that I have to see is how many decimals I need to round my number. Again, the publisher specify 1 decimal, so I'm just entering number 1. Once I do that, I'm already going to see the number that I have to enter. Click OK, and you got it. Let's do now for the next company. The next company, we're going to do exactly the same. Now we're going to go it a little bit more faster, since we already know what we're doing. Again, brackets, sales divided by 2 brackets, beginning plus ending, close the brackets, divided by 2, close the brackets for the denominator, close the brackets for the formula, and we get the number. 1 decimal after, and we're there. We got our second number. Now the next question is, we need to calculate the average number of the days required for by each company to collect its receivables. So we're going to get again date of collections, and that day for collection we're going to get it as a 365, which is the days of the years, divided by the accounts receivable turnover. Now again, the publisher asks we to round our answer to 1 decimal. So let's do it. Same thing, we're going to go to formulas, math trigonometric functions, we're going to go to round. On the supportive screen, we're going to get 365 divided by our turnover that we already calculated, close the brackets, and we're going to have the days. We're going to put number 1 for 1 decimal, and we're going to get our number. Same thing we're going to do for the other company. Again, we're going to use the math function, go to the round, get the bracket 365 divided by accounts receivables turnover, and we have our number. Then we have to get up to 1 decimal, and we're done. Now the question is, the last question is, which company appears to be more efficient in handling the accounts receivables? Now, what your answer will be? What do you prefer? To have accounts receivables sitting in to take you 45 days to collect your accounts receivables, which are sitting in your client's hands, or you take you 26 days?
Blossom Enterprise.
Obviously, right? Make sense? Now here we can do some analysis. What will be the thing that might improve our accounts receivables? Now watch this. If I increase my sales on credit without changing my beginning and ending balance, is this going to improve my accounts receivables? Well, let's see. Let's instead of 57, let's go to 70,000. What's going to happen now? My accounts receivables turnover going up and the day collections going down. So if I increase my sales, but keeping the same accounts receivables, beginning and ending outstanding, then I'm going to be okay. What's the other option? To improve the accounts receivables, reduce the ending balance. If I get the same balance, right? Imagine this, if this is my sales, my accounts receivables in the beginning is 6,540. Let's keep the same accounts receivables, 6,540. So basically, whatever we're selling during the year, we're collecting it. Is that going to improve my accounts receivable turnover? Yes, it does. Not so much, but it does. So what will be the next thing that might improve? If I reduce my ending balance, if I collect more than my sales, plus some of the beginning of the accounts receivables. So let's see, if I reduce my accounts receivables to 3,000 at the end of the year, you see that my accounts receivable is going to turnover is going to go up, and my day of collection is going down. So what can we do? What can we conclude here? Every time when we increase the sales, but keeping the same balance for the accounts receivables, we can improve the accounts receivables turnover. Every time when we reduce the ending balance of the accounts receivables, that's going to improve. When the sales are the same, there's no change in the sales. If we only reduce the balance on the outstanding accounts receivables at the end of the period, that also going to improve our ratio. Make sense?
Yes.
That's why you need those analyses. You to not only calculate the numbers. Do you understand this? Only calculation, the numbers, is just calculation. I want you to go one step further and start asking questions. How can I do this? What's going to happen if I do this? What's going to happen if I do that? And now when you have the answers here in the classroom, once you go outside, you don't have to think about it. You already know the answer. You're going to go and check, and the company is going to tell you, hey, I'm having problem with this and this. Okay, let me see what's your accounts receivables turnover. Okay, so, and they're going to ask you, how can I improve this? Well, you can go either this direction, either that direction. And now you have the answers. Do you have to worry about your job? No. Make sense?